Hello again. You're on Office Hours with the Mad Professor. Sorry, it's been a few days since I've uploaded anything. There's been a massive heat wave going through here, and it scrambled my brains and ate up a bunch of my time. Had to get my air conditioning fixed. Plus, I'm working on a bunch of classes. It looks like this fall semester is going to be my busiest one yet. I may have up to 10 classes, which is going to be insane. Anyway, this evening I wanted to read a short passage to you from Nietzsche's work, The Gay Science, and then share a few observations on it. It's one of many passages, obviously, that I like. I'm quite a fan of Nietzsche, you might be able to tell. But it's one that I always found particularly powerful and meaningful in my own life. And it refers to what commentator Lawrence Hattab calls Nietzsche's life sentence. Essentially an idea intended to motivate people to live well, to seize the day, as they say. It's an idea that Nietzsche has very much in common with the Stoics, another set of major influences on me. Nietzsche did not have a lot of kind words for the Stoics, although that's a rather complex topic to unravel. But he does share a number of significant points of overlap with them, and this is one of them, or one of the more significant ones. So anyway, I'm going to read the passage to you, and then I'll share a few thoughts on it. I think one of my cats is coming. The greatest weight. What if, some day or night, a demon were to steal after you into your loneliness, and say to you, "This life, as you now live it and have lived it, you will have to live once more and innumerable times more, and there will be nothing new in it. But every pain and every joy and every thought and sigh and everything unutterably small or great in your life will have to return to you, all in the same succession and sequence, even this spider and this moonlight between the trees and even this moment and I myself. The eternal hourglass of existence is turned upside down again and again, and you with it, speck of dust. Would you not throw yourself down and gnash your teeth and curse the demon who spoke thus? Or have you once experienced a tremendous moment where you would have answered him, "You are a god, and never have I heard anything more divine"? If this thought gained possession of you, it would change you as you are, or perhaps crush you. The question in each and everything, do you desire this once more and innumerable times more, would lie upon your actions as the greatest weight. Or how well disposed would you have to become to yourself and to life, to crave nothing more fervently than this ultimate eternal confirmation and seal? Now, let's unpack that for a moment. He's using the idea here of a demon sort of coming in. It's perhaps a reference to Descartes even. Just this idea that it's sort of a framing device. Sorry, there's a cat walking by here. And it's intended to present a thought experiment, an idea. It's trying to get you to think about something. What if this life, as you live it, exactly as you live it right now, was going to repeat eternally? Not that you have an opportunity to change it. In every little detail, repeat exactly as it happened. Every bit of your past. Do you regret anything? If you regret anything, you're going to live that thing again, exactly as it. Again and again and again. Think about the question just of regret then. Why would you regret anything? Why torture yourself with the idea? if you're going to see it again anyway, how much would it force you to embrace life exactly as it is, to love every moment exactly as it is, if you knew that you could not escape it, that you knew that it was fated to repeat itself again and again? Now, consider by analogy the question of reincarnation, so common in South Asian religious traditions. The notion that people would repeat lives indefinitely was a great weight already to people in South Asian religious traditions, especially when, before the reforms that came around the time of the Upanishads, and before the competition that they got from the Jains and Buddhists in the original Brahman tradition, that suggested that you could not escape it, that you would always reincarnate, that you were stuck on an eternal wheel of life, death, and rebirth. Life, death, rebirth, life, death, rebirth, eternally. And that was profoundly discomforting to people, that they could be stuck on that wheel forever. And yet, the lives would be different. In one life you would be rich, in another poor, in one life male, in another female, in one life perhaps a cat. Things would be different in all of their details. The soul would retain its essential essence as it passed from life to life, but the details of life would vary. How much bigger a weight is it if it is exactly the same life, in all of its positive and negative elements? That's what Nietzsche is trying to ask. The reason for this is not to suggest that it is actually that way, that this is what is. It wasn't intended. Eternal recurrence was not put forward as a kind of physics theory, as a cosmological theory. It certainly wasn't put forward as a metaphysic, as some people have misread it to be. It's essentially a heuristic, a way of thinking of something. And it's intended to change the way we think about life. It's intended to change the way that you live. In that way, it's very similar to a lot of Stoic ideals. Think about the Stoic concept, memento mori, the sense that you will die, that death will come for all of us. How would you have to live in order to be comfortable with this being your last day? If you could live exactly the same way, follow exactly the same routine, change nothing at all about your life, and still be okay with this being your very last day, that is what Marcus Aurelius called perfection of character. That you would regret nothing, that you were content with the way that you lived and the kind of person that you are, the way that you interact with people. The sense of being able to live utterly without regrets, and in a way that entirely accords with your own nature. That's what the Stoics aimed for, and it here is what Nietzsche is aiming for, trying to suggest to you how much more well-disposed toward life would you have to be, how much would you have to be able to affirm life in all of its ups and downs, goods and bads, everything about it. How much would you have to be able to embrace that in order to accept that it could repeat itself infinitely? I think it's a very powerful statement, especially coming from someone like Nietzsche, who suffered debilitating pain for much of his life, that suffered immensely, that was terribly lonely, that failed completely in love and romance, that had so few close friends, that spent so much time apart from people. Someone that experienced so much personal tragedy could want that life to be able to repeat itself infinitely. How much would one have to be able to truly embrace what is, to love all that is, and be happy with himself? I often turn to passages like this when I'm catch myself regretting something, when I catch myself wishing something were different than it is, why did I not lose this love? Why do I not have more money? Why is it so damned hot outside? If I find myself complaining about something, I stop to ask myself, is this really that important? Is it really worth wasting my time in regret, in wishing for things to be other than they are? Or can I not make better use of the time that I have now? Can I not make better use of this energy in trying to change the situation that I don't like? What can I do to improve things? Why would I want to repeat endlessly over and over a day wasted in idle speculation, in anger or regret or frustration? I think this is a rather useful sort of mental exercise, and I'm quite fond of reminding myself of such things. Here, Moshe would like to say hello. So that's my video for the day. This is Moshe, my largest cat. He's a bit fat, sitting here happily purring, even though he's being picked up and does not like that. I'll say good evening, and if you enjoy these little videos and reflections and my thoughts and various things, be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you again some other time. Have a good night. Oh, Mr. Moshe.